What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Kevin on Cars. My name is Kevin, and today we have our first electric car on our channel. And today we're reviewing a 2020 Tesla Model Y, and it's the normal dual motor version, not the performance version. So let's get started. Alright, so as usual, I will be going over the exterior, take you guys walk around the exterior, show you guys the quirks and features of it, and then I'll go inside the car to show you guys what I like and I don't like about the interior. And lastly, we'll take it for a short drive. So for the exterior, well, when you first look at this car, you quickly know that this is a Tesla. So first, from the front, you have this very iconic Tesla look with the headlights, and yeah. And now going to the side, you have this water droplet look that gives you maximum aero performance with limited drag. So the car is very efficient under high speed. And to the rear, it's also very Tesla-like with this little spoiler, but not really a spoiler, but just a lip, rear lip. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. So overall, it looks very good. Okay, now I will give you guys a quick look of the spec. So this, as I said before, it's a Tesla Model Y. It's a long-range version. So this has dual motor, and it has all-wheel drive. So it's very good in the snow and in the rain. And this car has 5 seats, but right now for the 2021 model, you could get the 7-seat versions. And after that, this car is really fast. The 0 to 60 for this car, claimed by Tesla, is 4.8 seconds.
Right.
And measured by Motor Trend, they actually did it much faster than that, in around 4.3 seconds. So extremely impressive for a car that weighs almost 4,500 pounds. All right, now for some quirks and features about this exterior. So one of the biggest thing that Tesla has is all the cameras on the outside for autonomous driving. So as you can see here, that's one camera, there you go, and there's another camera right here, and there's another one right in the middle on top, but the sun is in the way. But yeah, there's one right there, just trust me. So with all these cameras, the car knows exactly where it is on the road, and it can detect all the obstacles and all the other cars, incoming cars. So it can very nicely keep you in between lanes during your autonomous driving. So now I will show you guys the front and the trunk. So to open those, you go into your phone and tap controls and press front, and yes, there you go, it opened. So in the front, you have a pretty good amount of space. You can probably put a small or medium size luggage. So there you go. And then to close it, oh, there you go, hard press it. So now going to the back, I'll show you guys the trunk space, and I'll open it right here. It automatically opens. Sorry about the mess here. So as you can see, this has a huge amount of trunk space, and it has even more under here. You can pull it up and you can store a lot of things, and this is quite deep too. So yeah, you can store a lot in here. Does this open? Yeah, this also opens, so you have even more room here. And also you can fold down these seats through here. how do you do this?
2,000 years later.
Okay, so basically you press this button here.
Yeah.
And you just... Jesus.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Alright. So on this side, you press the button and then... and then it will fall down. Yeah. Easy. Ow. Basically, you have a lot of room. So you can probably fit a full-size person just laying down here. Probably multiple. But yeah. So there you go. That's your trunk space. So now, to close the trunk, we just press the button again and it will automatically closes. There you go. And here's my friend Arjun. Thank you for lending me his car. Alright, now to get into the car, this is one of the coolest thing ever, is that this car has no key. So Tesla actually gives you a credit card thing, and then that you can use as a key. But most owners can just put their information in the Tesla app, and then when you get close to the car, it will just unlock the door and you can just open it without a key. And now, since we're in the interior, let's talk about the interior. So the first thing you know is that this is extremely minimalistic. There's like no buttons anywhere, and the only thing that you'll see in a normal car is this windshield wiper stalk right here, and this gear selector, and obviously the steering wheel. And even on the steering wheel, there's no like 10 buttons on here like the Mercedes steering wheel. There's only one scroll wheel on the left and another one on the right, and that's it. Now let's talk about the things that I really like about this car. So the first thing I really like is these seats. These seats are super comfortable. When you sit down, you're just completely sinks in, and the bolstering holds you completely in place. The second thing is this screen. This screen is super high resolution and is extremely responsive. So you can just maneuver it like you have on your iPad, and then this is basically a Google Maps. And you basically control everything in the car with this single screen. So there's no extra buttons on this dashboard that distract you from driving. Another thing that I really like is this extremely huge panoramic sunroof. So this extends a single piece of glass extends all the way to the back, and you can see some trees there, the sun's right here, and yeah, it looks super nice from the inside. Alright, now going to some quirks and features about this car. So one of the biggest quirks is that this car has software updates. So according to my friend who owned this car, there's usually a monthly software update on this car that continuously improve the driving dynamics and also the whole interface of the car. So that's really good. Alright, another very cool feature is that there's a glove box here, but it doesn't have any buttons. So how do you open it? So you have to go on the screen. Where is it again? You have to press the car button and then glove box, and you press it and it will open for you. I feel like this is kind of unnecessary because you have to go through like 3 steps to open a glove box, but hey, that's pretty cool. Alright, done with the glove box. Oh yeah, another cool feature is that this has wireless charging that comes standard, so you don't have to pay extra for that. Very cool. Other than that, the door handler is super cool too. So there's actually 2 door handlers. One is this electronic one, is a button. So you just press it and the door will unlock. But in case the electronic doesn't work, there's actually a manual door handler right here. So you just pull this piece of metal, plastic up, and then it will also unlock the door. So you won't be locked in if this electronic system fails. There's not a lot of things that I dislike about this car, but one thing I do not like is this center console here. So first is gloss black material, so you can literally see all these 30 marks here, and yeah, it's pretty nasty when you use it for a month. And the second thing is there's a glove compartment here, but then this thing is super hard to close. So let me demonstrate. So if you do that, it doesn't close. You have to do it super softly, hold it there, and then let go so that it remains closed. Alright, so that's pretty much it about the interior. So let's get going for a quick POV drive. Alright. Shit, what am I? Alright, let's go for a drive. So basically, to start the car in gear, you press the brake and then you press this gear lever down to D, and now the car is in D, and you can just press the accelerator pedal and just drive like a normal car. So when you're driving this car in the city, it's very quiet. It insulates the outside very well, and since there's no engine sound, and it's extremely quiet from the inside. So I will quickly talk about all the different driving modes here. So you press this button, you can see all the different settings. Go to driving. Yeah, so for the acceleration, there is chill and standard. So if you put on chill, it basically just cuts a lot of your power. So put on chill right now, and then if you just floor the accelerator, it will give you like half the power it has compared to a normal standard. So we're going back to standard. So usually you will want to drive in standard because it's just more fun. Alright, my turn. Alright, flooring it. Alright, 25 already. So yeah, this car is extremely quick. So in the standard mode, Tesla claimed that it can do 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. And I completely believe that stat because it feels even faster than that actually. Alright. Hold on, what is this?
Take a left there.
Oh shit.
I thought you saw Redwood Road.
No, I thought we were going straight.
No,
so
take
okay.
a left on Redwood, so go around and then take a right.
Alright, sorry about that slight technical difficulty.
2,000 years later.
So back to our scheduled video. There's the Mini again. So now we're going to talk about the steering modes. So there are 3 modes. So there's comfort, standard, and sport for the steering. So if you put in the comfort, the steering is extremely light. So like if you just do this, the whole car will just toss around, and you don't need to put any, again, you barely need to put any weight into it. Someone dropped their phone. Don't worry about it. So that's comfort mode. So you basically barely even putting any input into the steering, and it will just steer for you, just like that. So now put it into standard. Now the steering is slightly heavier. It's not that much heavier, but you'll feel a little bit more weight to it. And I feel like if you're just driving in normal conditions, I think standard will be much better than comfort because it will have some weight, so you won't have the car always starting around left and right, and you're always trying to like make micro adjustment to the steering input. So now put it into sport. Now the steering is significantly heavier, and with that weight you'll have more stability when you're going through corners. However, if you're just cruising in the city and you put it in sport, sometimes your forearm might get tired because you have to give a lot more steering effort to try to stay on the lane. Alright, the next thing is the regenerative braking. So in normal cars, when you let off the throttle, it will just continue to cruise forward. But in an EV, there's something called regenerative braking, where when you let off the throttle, it will the motor will brake for you because of the resistance, and it will actually charge up the battery, excuse me, when you're not accelerating. So you can put the regenerative braking to low, and that will have very little braking when you let off the throttle. So like this, when you let off, you can see the mph is slightly slowly going down. But if you put in standard, it has a lot more regenerative braking. And here, if I let go, it goes down much quicker. And this you need to get used to if you just switch from driving a normal car to a Tesla. Because every time when I'm trying to just cruise into a red light, cruise to a red light to a stop, when I let off the throttle, it would just like stop so immediately that surprises me. So this is something you should be aware of when you're first driving this car. So since I usually drive a gas car, I just put in low so that it doesn't mess with my brain here. So the question is, would you buy this car? Would you spend $50,000 to buy this Tesla SUV compared to any SUV in the world? So at this price, some SUVs you can get are like the Audi Q5 or the Mercedes GLE. So for those cars, those are not really comparable because they are basically gas cars. So if you prefer, you want a gas car, you'll obviously just buy those. But for electric cars, you have another option, which is the newly arrived Ford Mach-E. So that is a direct competition made by Ford, and it's also SUV, electric SUV. So I recently read an article by Motor Trend, and they basically compared those two cars head to head. So I'll give you guys a quick summary of the article here. So basically what they say is that this car has much more, just like Tesla in general, has much more charging stations and superchargers that will make your life much easier compared to any automakers in the world, because Tesla has been doing this for much longer than they have. So that's one advantage to Tesla. Another advantage is that this car has a faster 0 to 60 time. So this car is measured by Motor Trend at around 4.3 seconds, but Mach-E is 0.7 seconds slower measured by them. So it's around 5 seconds. So if you want performance, the Tesla will have the optimal performance for this price range. Thirdly, the range of the Tesla is also greater than that of the Mustang Mach-E. So the Mach-E has around 300 miles of range, and the Tesla has around 320 to 330 miles of range. So around 10% more range. But some arguments against Tesla, or like for the Mach-E, is that the Mach-E has better driving dynamics. Is that it handles better, it has better steering feel. But I feel like after driving this Tesla on this road, the steering feel in this car is definitely enough for any normal drivers who are not trying to take this on the track or anything. Because like this car, the steering is super precise and is extremely planted on the ground, and there's like little to no body roll. But apparently the Mustang is better, so yeah, I haven't driven one, so I couldn't say much about that, but that's what they say. But overall, Motor Trend basically think the Tesla Model Y is a much better choice for this price range. I think the biggest thing is the charging stations, because you need the chargers, you need the charge to get around anywhere. So if you have the Mach-E, you'll just be charging at a normal charging station that will charge like 3 to 4 times slower than if you bring your Tesla to a supercharger around the whole United States. So you'll have a much more efficient charging schedule and overall usability. So yeah, if you're looking for a electric SUV for around $50,000, there's no car, no other manufacturers that make anything close to the Model Y. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. As usual, if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you want to watch more of these POV driving / review, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. As always, drive safe, have fun. See you guys next time.